Yeah, Mo. And we back again. Today we gonna be getting into another video. Shout out to him. This one is about the fight between I think the guy Brian and the other guy, man. We get ready to get into it, but I ain't gonna do too much speculate. Don't forget, free my bros.
Earlier today, it was announced on the No Jumper News that Almighty Suspect, a recurrent host on No Jumper for about 2 or 3 years now.
What kind of name is Almighty Suspect? It's seem a little suspect to me. I'm just
has been fired. Suspect was fired for spitting on a co-host and pulling a knife out when an altercation broke out.
I'ma say what I want.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I actually seen the video. In my opinion, Suspect was on some whole shit. Real nigga opinion. Drop it in the comments below. Let me know what y'all think about the way Suspect carried the situation. Don't forget to like this video.
I want to say.
And you
I
watch
call
Wee
this
Wees.
nigga Antoine Dotson and everything else.
I was trying to figure out who this guy reminded me of. It's definitely Antoine Dotson, man. Shit, that gotta be a family member.
I'm still gonna come to No Jumper. I'm gonna walk in and out this. If I want to do something, there's nothing but space and opportunity. I ain't worried about a light skin. No, period. So if that gay.
Time out. Listen. Us light skinned niggas stick together. Don't make us connect like Voltron on your big ass out here.
He's always bringing up fighting. You can't get a nigga bringing up fighting. Try to put it on another do something.
So,
but I just caught you one.
True. You can't offer me up on no fight. You can't keep telling me you trying to see me with the hand, but then keep saying I gotta swing on you first. If you really trying to get at me, man, do something.
I feel like
Guys.
Oh.
Listen. Spitting on another man is whole activities. If you got that much animosity in your heart, nigga, put your hands up. All that spitting and running and hiding, that's some whole activity to me, bro.
Guys, come on. Guys, come on. Stop. Oh, chill, guys. Come on. Let's do something.
Suspect has swung on another person for calling him a.
Before you get there, Flacco, let me say this. You gotta watch plays like that. They block the screen out. Motherfuckers kind of like could just be throwing you a curveball, making you think it's something going on, and it's not going on. It could all be for TV, all be for views. What Charleston White say? I think everybody playing. I think that shit, it's always a 50-50 chance. It's 50-50, it could be fake. They could have, but you can't fake letting a nigga spit on you. That's just, if a nigga done brought you to having to spit on him, he done brought all the hoe out you. That's something you can't, that's something you do when you can't beat another man. That's the only thing you could do. This is some hoe shit.
Beat on No Jumper. And a lot of people were sympathetic to Suspect in the past because the person called him a B unprovokingly. However, in this situation, Suspect did call Brendan a B first, called Brendan a B recurrently, like during the episode. So Brandon returned the favor in calling Suspect a B, and Suspect getting up and spitting on Brandon and pulling out a knife when an altercation took place.
Whoa! See what I mean by whole activity? You got enough heart to spit on a nigga, but then when he get up to go hand to hand with you, you pull out a knife.
A lot of people looked at that as inexcusable. I've been a fan of No Jumper for about 6 years. I've been a host on No Jumper for about 3 years, and I've never seen Adam fire anybody.
I watch No Jumper because it comes up in my algorithm. Will I say I'm a fan of No Jumper? I won't say I hate No Jumper, but am I a fan of No Jumper? Adam is a little too policey for me at times. Shout out to Truth Teller.
For conduct on camera. Usually when Adam is mad at you or he fires you, and he really only fired one person ever, and that was Lush One for something that Lush did outside of No Jumper in the Discord. But to fire somebody for conduct detrimental to, I guess, the world.
Do you know how flagrant of a person you gotta be to get fired? Guy who willingly lets other men demolish his wife. You know,
Workplace or things done on camera usually never happens. So this came to a surprise to a lot of people because the narrative on No Jumper or how No Jumper is being perceived when it comes to the audience or to other members of hip hop media is that No Jumper is this wild wild west where any and everything goes in gangland. So when they hear about somebody, spitting on another,
that shit is gangland / cornland.
person or pulling out a knife, essentially, like the temperature is, well, that's just what happens at No Jumper. And Adam.
And then it's another thing. This way, so these two guys that they talking about, I pausing it a couple times, but I got something to say, so let me talk. Right? These two guys they talking about that's fighting, been having beef, been expressing this animosity towards each other. But I feel it's back doors because they have security at No Jumper, which means somebody had to let him in with the knife, knowing that he was about to be on the podcast with somebody who he had beef.
It's like, no. If this would have happened 6 months ago, do suspects still got a job? I think so. However, when you look at the current climate, you got to be able to read the room. The feds just came, took one of the hosts. Another person pistol whipped and beat up somebody outside of No Jumper. That's included in a federal indictment.
And you gotta do No Jumper on a FaceTime, like damn, like a court meeting.
You got the feds looking. You got the hip hop media world looking. You got A-listers and celebrities and rappers claiming I can't come to No Jumper because right now is looking violent. So Adam right now is very aware of what the perception is, and he's trying to change it. So once you're trying to change it, and then this happened where another host pulls out a knife on another host, you kind of have to act. Now, I was expecting a suspension of some sort. I wasn't expecting a full-on firing, but
suspension. All this happening on camera. And like you said, the feds is actively watching No Jumper for violence and gang-related activity. Why is this guy not arrested with charges being pressed against him? Not even saying that the other guy, the co-host, had to be the one to call the police or press charges. It's on camera. And the feds will pick and the states will pick up charges whether the victim presses them or not. So that's why I say it's a possibility that this could be.
Adam explains why it was a firing instead of a suspension.
I have an announcement. Many of you are probably expecting this. As of today, Almighty Suspect will no longer be a host on No Jumper. For anyone who's living in a hole in the ground, there was a confrontation last night between Brandon, a.k.a. Bucci Bear, a.k.a. Dark Brandon, and Almighty Suspect that resulted in both spit flying and...
Again, certain shit, man. Outside, I think that big dude, even with Suspect having that knife, I think that big dude probably would have, because big dude like a trained professional fighter, which don't really mean nothing. Everybody got to punch his chains. But the thing is, it probably would have been different if it wasn't no security to jump in between them.
And a knife being pulled out. Both of these are infractions that I fear we just cannot tolerate as a business. Many times over the past couple of years, I've looked back at the Kelpie incident, and I have felt like I was a little too lenient. Like, I feel like that incident, even though we managed to
part is, the other guy's not the first guy to be spit on this podcast. Poetic Flacco was spit on by 16, shot him, and was about to get, assaulted, I guess. I don't want to say beat up because you don't know who's going to win. They both grown men. But he definitely got spit on and pressed out by 16, shot him. So I think that's why Flacco really ain't saying too much.
Skate, essentially, because we got Kelpie to sign off on suing us. I think it was extremely lenient of us to not fire Sus at that time.
Shout out to Kelpie, but he has to be one of the dumbest people on the planet. Kelpie the P is the dude that Suspect beat up on camera, his first warning or his first suspension on No Jumper. Now, see the clip and then...
Yeah, he got a history of having little outbursts and assaulting people on camera at No Jumper. That's why I said, how is he not with this situation with a whole weapon being brandished after you done spit on somebody, which is assault? How is he not being, arrested?
We'll talk about why Kelpie the P is one of the dumbest people on the planet.
Who are you?
I'm Lil
Who
Kelpie,
are you?
Kelpie
No
the
one knows
pimp.
you.
Kelpie the mother
The
pimp.
clown.
He's like a light-skinned Nick
You gotta know
Cannon.
who I am. Fuck Franklin knows who I am.
They hear
He
no.
knows who
See it now. He like a mix between the Dawson dude and Nick Cannon and shit.
I'm
You
getting
said
money
what?
every day. I said
You
Ben
said-
Franklin knows who the I am, bitch.
Who you calling a though?
I'm calling you a
So that's his little signature move. He gonna spit on you, then try to pop off on you. So you got to stab him or something as soon as you grab him. I ain't talking about the big dude. I'm talking about the nigga that keeps spitting on people. You got to poke him up, teach him keep his mouth closed.
Looking back now, I can call Kelpie an absolute idiot, like a moron. But at the time, we were really happy that Kelpie was stupid because we didn't want to get sued, bruh. Like, dude came for an interview, got punched on. We thought, okay, this dude is for sure gonna sue, bruh. Like, in his first interview, he's talking about how he was just homeless, so he clearly needs money. So when this happens, you got a lawsuit layup in your lap. We thinking, bro, he about to take it, bro. He thirsty enough to sue. But, we were able to convince them to take pennies. And, and here's what really got him too, right?
You hear that?
So,
Convinced that man to take pennies. He had a couple M's. He could have sued them and got millions, man. No Jumper make a lot of money. He took pennies.
he had every intention on suing. However, he apparently didn't sue because No Jumper promised him that he would be doing additional content with No Jumper. So he thought he was going to be like a recurring host on No Jumper. So because of that, because of the clout that blinded him, he thought, okay, I'm going to sign over my rights.
Already clouded TV. I would have never took the clout over the M's. We'd have been bagged up around this bitch. I'm already clouded. I already got the clout.
Of suing. In exchange, I'm going to do some content on No Jumper. He tried to do like one, maybe two appearances after that, and we never heard from him again. He never did another No Jumper episode. So essentially, bro, like this dude threw away his lifeline. He threw away a golden ticket for clout, and the clout never came because he never really got nothing from it. Like when we look back and we see that Cassie got $10 million from the hotel that Diddy apparently beat her up at, $10 million. Kelpie trading in that golden ticket for a chance at clout, to me, is crazy, is moronic. But that situation, Adam, as I said prior, forgave Suspect because Kelpie called him a B first, and it feels like Kelpie was antagonizing it. This time around, Adam feels like it's the complete opposite. He feels like
I cannot give y'all that. Every clip I ever seen with Suspect, he having a tantrum on some female type shit, bro. Like, even when he talking to the females, he having a tantrum on some female type shit. It's crazy.
Suspect called Brandon a B a couple of times, and when Brandon called him one back, he pulled out a knife and spit on him.
If it had been the spit alone or the knife alone, it would have been an easy decision. It being both of them at the same
Still
time,
would have got fired.
you know, it's an easy decision. Now, I will address this narrative that I know that a lot of people are going to probably want to run with, since apparently Flacco ran with it in his video. Lush, do you feel like you're at fault?
Not at all. Just like,
Yeah, his weird ass at fault, man. I swear this guy give me the creeps, man. But anyway, that's my time right there. Y'all slide over there to Poetic Flacco or No Jumper. Check out the full video on your own. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this situation. I think him getting fired was a slap on the wrist, for real. Think that guy could have a lawsuit against them just like the first guy had. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe at Already Clouded TV. Free my bros and catch me next time.